Hey guys, so today we are going to do a garden tour. Eric and Ann requested a garden tour, and I didn't really plan on doing a garden tour because honestly, I don't think that there is much out here to show, but I have been doing a bit of garden cleanup, so I'm going to go ahead and walk around the garden, maybe talk about some plans for what I plan on doing in the winter time with expanding the garden. So let's go ahead and get started. As you know, the main entryway to the garden is this staircase right here, and it is lined with daylilies in the spring and summertime, orange daylilies. So right now it's pretty bare. I do need to clean up the staircase a bit, but right now we are going to walk this pathway to the area that will eventually be the Woodland garden. This ruby slippers oak leaf hydrangea looks gorgeous. A bit of winter interest with the blooms and the gorgeous bark that is peeling. I love this plant right here, and can't forget the gorgeous fall color on it. Still looks great. So this is ruby slippers. I do have a rose of Sharon right here. I did cut some of the spirea back in the garden. I have like two different kinds, and this one, the fall color, doesn't really look that great. So I did cut the ones back over here. I really do need to do some work with this hillside right here. This is a little lime hydrangea. It did get a little bit of blooms on it. And up top, these are quick fire hydrangeas. I do have a wild rose that took over this area. It is gorgeous when it blooms though, but it usually gets covered in mildew, so hopefully I can treat that this year and maybe I'll get a gorgeous show. But I really do need to work on cleaning up this hillside, maybe mulching it. I'm trying to find a way to stop the ground from rushing down. The erosion for this area is a problem, but I did plant this little evergreen right here, emerald spreader, which should spread the length of this hillside. So it is pretty young. Maybe this may be the second year in the garden. Japanese yew, emerald spreader. So I can't wait for that to fill out this bottom of the hillside to help with erosion. But hopefully I can get this cleaned up and mulched. This is our fern covered pathway. I added quite a bit of ferns this year. I'm hoping maybe to do something with this hillside. I kind of wanted to add some steps. My house is right there. That is the pump house right there. So I kind of wanted to add some steps going down this hillside, another entryway to the Woodland garden, but directed more towards inside this wooded area instead of down the hill. But there's no plans in the works for this hillside just yet. Just been thinking about it. Hopefully I can make it over here in the winter time and do a bit of clearing, at least clear out the white dogwood trees. I do have a cherry tree. This will be one of my next projects, is to clear out this cherry tree right here. So it actually has 3 trunks and it blooms little pink flowers. So I am excited about clearing this area out right here, but there is another trash pile right here. I'm not exactly sure what is in it, but I know this is like a piece of metal. That might be like a pan right there, so I will have to get a bit of trash up. So I do want to continue. So fern cover pathway will turn into this area right here. I'm hoping to collect a lot of these burning bushes. This is one right here. Hoping to collect quite a bit of those and do a small hedge over in this area and a seating area. But first, I'm going to clear out this cherry tree so I can get a better feel for this area and what I'm hoping to accomplish with this. So from the cherry tree on out to the wildlife pond, which isn't leveled in the ground, there was quite a bit of birds standing on the ice earlier. I guess they're getting a bit of water to drink. It is thawing a bit. Probably should fill up the bird baths a bit. So in this bed right here, I do have some hellebores. I cleaned out this bed maybe like 2 weeks ago. They look alright. A little flat because of the leaves, but they're doing okay. I probably should trim. This one looks like it needs to be cut back quite a bit. But overall, this flower bed looks fine. I did add those 3 Carax Everillo grasses there, so those are new. But everything looks fine. I did go ahead and add the pavers to the steps here. Eventually, I will be doing the staircase as well. I'm trying to figure out if I like this or not. I tried to add a bit of mulch to these steps right here. My bag was frozen a bit, so that's all I got done right now. But I'm gonna leave it like this for the winter time and see if I like it. In all honesty, I would love for this whole area just to be covered in moss, the bricks, which it has started to do a bit right here, but I would love for this whole area just to be covered in moss. And this is my hosta bed behind this bench. I just went ahead and added a bit of protection with the leaves. My irises, I do need to cover up these hydrangeas. These are variegated hydrangeas, and I do need to add a bit of protection to them. Hopefully I can get some blooms on them next year. I haven't since I've had them, but I really just got them for the variegation that they have. Irises. This area has yet to be developed. I'm hoping to do a koi pond in this area and walking along this pathway. This pathway is going to break off into this area right here. Hopefully I can get a cute little tool shed in here. Don't know when that's gonna happen. I'm not sure if I will be clearing out this spot this winter or not. Maybe I will. And this flower bed right here that is behind the vegetable garden, I did leave the blooms of the hydrangeas for a bit of winter interest. These are sweet summer hydrangeas, and they are gorgeous. I love these. I do have a bit of Rose of Sharon in this flower bed as well, some butterfly bushes. I'm going to be removing this crepe myrtle to the other side, so this will be moving across to over here. So they get rather large, and I don't want it to be shading out the vegetable garden, so I will be moving it across the way over here somewhere. Honestly, I do need to move that pretty soon, so maybe I will clear out this area. But I need to figure out what I'm going to do first, which honestly, I probably will be over there first and getting that cherry tree nice and uncovered with everything else that's around it. So nothing really great to show you in this flower bed, but everything looks fine. Hibiscus still needs to be cut back. I do have 3 large ones in this bed. And I think this is Peach Perfection Abelia. I can trim that back as well, but I haven't yet. And I do have some Annabelle hydrangeas. So this is a small hedge of Annabelle hydrangeas. I don't know, maybe with the wind, they seem to be like leaning towards the right. So I kind of want to dig those up and situate them a bit better. But I'm hoping that I can add some structure to this area with some fencing to hold these Annabelle hydrangeas upright. This flower bed right here, honestly, I really don't like it. I'm thinking about adding some raised beds in this area. So if you're looking at the vegetable garden, which is right here, the way that this wall is, the side of the vegetable garden, I kind of want to do raised beds like that so they will be the level of the ground, and then kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it, but just the way this side of the vegetable garden is, that's how I would do the raised beds in this area. And you would be able to walk in between them since the ground does slope down a lot. And that would be my cut flower garden area. I've had this flower bed like this for like 2 years, and honestly I really don't like it. So that's my plan. I think that's what I'm going to do, turn this into raised beds. Not 100% sure yet because I will have to move everything from this flower bed. But this pathway right here will continue on out down to this area, which hopefully there will be a outdoor fireplace area and a large border with a bunch of plants in it. So I do think I will be clearing out some of this area right here. And there are quite a bit of tires, but we're going to discuss that later. Let's go ahead into this vegetable garden area. So this vegetable garden area will change, hopefully, well, for Christmas I asked for wood for new raised beds. All of the raised beds in this vegetable garden have started to rot a bit. I did start taking this one apart because I needed some dirt out of it, and I probably will be dismantling this whole area before the ground freezes to use the dirt for one. I'm going to pot up a lot of this dirt for some bulbs that I have that I want to get potted up that I won't be able to put in the ground. And 2, I got to do something with the dirt for the new raised beds to get in here. So I will have to clean up all of this and move everything, but I haven't done that yet. But I will gradually be removing some of this dirt for other projects. But hopefully I get the wood for Christmas, and my husband will be building me some raised beds. And this vegetable garden is 2 levels because the property is on a hill. So this little stair area, steps, goes up to the 2nd level of the vegetable garden, which is up there. I do have some black pearl coral bells. The green ones are Dale's strain. These were newly planted. I have some obedient plant, which still has some blooms on it. Now, this does spread a lot, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted it in the garden, because when everything else has nothing on it, these have gorgeous blooms that I can still enjoy. So I do have a Quickfire Fab hydrangea. I didn't get any blooms on it this year because of the deer. Black lace elderberry, and I do have some bobo hydrangeas as well. This is one of the blooms from the bobo, but they didn't do too well in this area either. But this flower bed looks pretty good. We are going to go up the steps to the second level of the vegetable garden. And I honestly wasn't planning on replacing these beds on the second level, but this one right here has started to fall apart a bit, so they do need to be replaced as well. But I'm not sure if I will be doing this top layer just yet. But as you know, it does need a good cleaning out. And this is the strawberry box right here, usually full with strawberries. Now, out of the vegetable garden, this is the pathway that we worked on last week. I am pretty happy with it. Hopefully it fills in nicely next summer and spring. I did cut back the hydrangeas that flank this pathway. Some more Peach Perfection Habilia. I have a butterfly bush right there. I believe it's Amethyst Falls. Maybe it's a proven winter variety. But everything looks fine in this bed. I do have some irises right here, Immortality. They are white reblooming irises. Pieweed. This bed we worked in as well. I planted a lot of alliums in this area. And I'm pretty happy with this flower bed as well. There's some alliums, some daylilies, checkmark trilogy, weigillas, hydrangea. I think this is a glamberry, so the berries still look decent on that. Meant to be Queen Nectarine Agastache. Honestly, even though we had frost, it still looks pretty good standing upright, so I do like this perennial a lot. I would like to get my hands on quite a bit more. But this flower bed right here looks pretty well. I think it looks good. This one, I will be doing some work to this one. I'm going to be removing this little smoke bush. I think it's going to get too big for this area. I do have a boomerang lilac right here. And this is really my catch-all area for now. I was going to house some of my perennials here that I still need to get in the ground, but this is only half of them. So I do have some more of that Habilia right here. So I would like to get these in the ground as well, but I really do need to clean up this little area. But right now, this is what it looks like. It's a nice little setting area. And I was thinking, honestly, so I do have some more of the landscaping timbers that we use to create this. And I was thinking, let me go around to the other side. Okay, so the plan was to add a few more, this one here, to add a few more landscaping timbers to this setting area so I can raise the ground up a bit. So the ground right here slopes down, and I was going to add maybe 2 more landscaping timbers to raise it up a bit and fill in some more dirt to try to level this area off a bit. But I'm not sure if I like the idea now or not. I will have to raise the fencing up as well. And this fencing is the same kind of fencing that I'm hoping to use to hold up the Annabelle hydrangeas in that area. But what I'm going to be getting is much taller. So I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not, if I should add a few more landscaping timbers to the area to raise the ground up a bit. But that was just a thought. And this flower bed right here, it still looks pretty good. So we do have another oak leaf hydrangea in this flower bed right here. This is Gatsby Moon. I love this hydrangea. It didn't do too well this year because the deer kind of got to that as well. We have some mulberry coral bells in this area that still look great. But usually in the wintertime, the rabbits come around and they rip the leaves off of the coral bells and they eat the stems. So honestly, that's probably what's going to happen. We do have quite a bit of, I think, pink perfusion salvia in this flower bed as well. Everything looks great. These are little quick fire hydrangeas. And quite a bit of pink irises in this area as well. And I do need to trim back these spireas right here. This is double play doozy. I didn't trim back these ones because these had gorgeous fall color on them. It was a really bright red. The other ones on the other side of the garden, they don't have fall color as well as these ones did. So I did cut those back. But since we've been hit by the frost, I probably should go ahead and trim these back. And this is my little shade garden area. So I do have some Curax grass, which looks great. The rabbits do usually come and eat that as well. If you look at these coral bells, I'm pretty sure this is black pearl. So some of the leaves already have been pulled off of these. And this one as well. The hellebores, though, they are starting to put on buds. So I can't wait for this show right here. I have quite a few in this garden space. And right here as well. Yeah, so this one has buds too. Can't wait for that. This is the area where the truck bed used to sit. I did draw up plans for this little garden space. It was going to be like a garden room with a hammock and a little fireplace burning pit thing in this area, but I did not make it yet. So hopefully, probably early spring, maybe I will go ahead and design this space right here. The pathway does stop at this point, but it will go out into that area right there, which will meet up to the pathway that will be coming from that side. And of course, you know, well, if you are new to the channel, this is Virginia, Zone 7, and this property is covered in trash from the previous owner. So these are the tires that I hope to remove from the property this winter, which probably is about 30. There's also a lot of trash back there as well. I guess we can walk back here a bit. So I really don't mess around in this area in the summertime or spring because of ticks and snakes, but come winter time, I'm going to be coming back here and removing all of these tires. Hopefully, I don't know, at least 20 of them, I believe, if not more. And it's a lot of cages in this area as well. And I wanted to show you guys because my last video, this is what I was actually pulling up out of the ground. So this white fencing right here It's some kind of garden fencing. See if you guys can see that a bit better. I don't know, but this is what actually was buried in that spot that I was planting in last week. So hopefully we can get all this cleaned up. Not sure how much I will be getting cleaned up, but it is quite a bit. But let's go up back in the garden area. All these sticker bushes. Okay, so hopefully that gets cleaned up. Then we move back to the pathway area. So the pathway stops right here. So this area right here, I didn't really design much further than this space right here. So I added this bird bath with these pavers that I made, stepping stones. For a bit of winter interest, I added some boxwoods right here. I have a stump for a sitting area. There are some coral bells in this area, as well as some hellebores. I had to uncover them with leaves so they do not look the best. I'm probably just going to be adding a fresh layer of cardboard to the space and adding some mulch just to kind of keep the wooded area at bay. So this would just be a nice open flower bed that I don't plan on putting anything in just yet. I just want to break up this area a bit to keep the woods away from this nice little sitting area. And then this flower bed right here, we have this Valentine japonica. It actually started to put on some buds right here. Not sure if we're going to be able to see those bloom, but this is a nice winter interest as well. Double trunk viburnum, which had berries on it, but the birds do enjoy the berries, so they are all gone. And so arbor area, and these steps right here I actually made. These will lead into this shed area. So the shed is not leveled yet. I'm hoping on doing a brick border around the shed to help level it. I'm going to house my mulch and soil in here, as well as my bigger tools like my wheelbarrow, stuff like that. Maybe some pots in the shed. And hopefully I'm going to be painting it black. And this flower bed right here, I did lose one of my Danica arborvitaes, but at the end of Christmas season, all of the evergreens go on clearance. So hopefully I can pick up another Danica arborvitae. I did think about adding boxwood right here because I do have 4 down there, so I can plant probably about 3 in this area to tie in the boxwood hedge over there. I'm not sure yet, but I will try to get my hands on another Danica arborvitae just in case I do want to add one right here, but I might just switch it out for the boxwoods. In this bed, the big star of this bed is this eastern snowball bush. This is new. I planted this, I believe, in the springtime, maybe early summer. So I am excited to see this bloom in the garden next season. I do have some Invincible mini Mauvette hydrangeas. I have a hedge of 3. This one doesn't look the best. That one was on clearance. These 2 I got for my birthday, so these look better than this one right here. And honestly, I'm not even sure if this 3rd one is Invincible mini Mauvette. It is a pink hydrangea, so it could be that one, but Home Depot did have this labeled wrong, so I'm not 100% sure. I do have these dark tower penstemon right here. They still look pretty good. Some daylilies in this flower bed. This arbor area, the 2 urns, they don't have anything in it right now other than weeds. I did have some silver falls, dichondra silver falls in both urns, but they don't look the best right now. So now we are going to take this pathway here to the secret garden area. This flower bed right here, it does need a lot of work. I was planning on adding a bench to this area. I do have this gorgeous rose of Sharon right here. Some liriope. This pumpkin right here actually came out of the vegetable garden. And I really didn't get a chance to clean up this area that much. I do need to give it a fresh layer of mulch, but I do have, I believe this rose is Earth Angel. I do have a hydrangea as well in this area. Variegated Woodilla. Some more hellebores. And this oak leaf hydrangea right here is Gatsby Pink. I got it off the clearance rack, so it does not look the best, but it still has its green leaves on it. And some burgundy glow ajula all out through this area right here. And the secret garden area is still fairly new, maybe 2 to 3 months old. So this is a wishing well that I started to work on. It is not complete. I do not have the roof yet. So the roof is my husband's project, and he's been pretty busy with work. So hopefully in the springtime I will have a new roof on this wishing well. I wanted to add a bit of details to the pavers that I made. Overall, this is going to be a nice planter that I'm going to be planting up, but this project is not finished yet. We had a lot of rain and I did not get to add all the details that I wanted. Like, I want this whole area to be covered in moss. So I was going to fill this up with some dirt and tuck moss all through the cracks of it, but that has not happened yet, but it will happen eventually. This nice little setting area, some Brunnera hostas. My favorite hosta in the garden is this one right here, but that is completely dormant right now. And on this side of the pathway we have some liriope. I do have some more coral bells as well right there. And there are also hostas up through this area right here. Once again, they are dormant. I have some coral bells right here, and this oak leaf hydrangea right here is Jetstream, new to the garden as well. Some lungwort. So honestly, I can't wait till I paint this shed black, and when this hydrangea matures, it should be the length of this whole entire shed. Honestly, I can't wait for that. I think that is going to be gorgeous, but this little garden is only a few months old and it still has a lot of work that needs to be done and quite a bit more clearing to do as well. But that is going to be it for this garden tour. I did create a new entryway garden, but honestly, it's not much to look at right now. I will be doing some hard landscaping for that area. I'm going to be adding some picket fencing and hopefully a cedar arbor. So that's one project I might get to in the wintertime, but that is only like a month old, so it's not really much to look at. But thank you guys for joining me on this garden tour and the plans that I have discussed. Hopefully I can get those done this winter. So thank you once again, and I hope again to see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.